Hi, it's my first try. Welcome everybody. How was your trip? I bet it was long, yeah. And were you able to get some rest? Good. I'm super excited to meet you guys and super excited to be here in Beijing. It's going to be an amazing trip. It's going to be a safe trip. But before we get started, I just wanted to go over a few things with you guys to make sure that we do have the best and safest and most wonderful trip ever. First, just reviewing safety and security risks. We are in a foreign country, so I think it's really important to think about where all of your important items are. Make sure that you're not flashing your wallet around or a bunch of cash around. Consider what you're wearing. Consider is it a good idea for me to have or be wearing fancy earrings or a ring or something that could potentially make you someone that a burglar or a robber will be looking at. Another thing is that we need to keep the group together and safe, and we're all going to take a part in how we make that happen. I'm sure you guys have all heard of the buddy system, right? Where one person chooses one buddy and they're both responsible for each other for that entire time. The way that Envoys does it is a little bit different. We do what's called second bodies. So, and it's a way to just kind of spread out responsibility a little bit more, and it keeps each person responsible for one person, but not two people responsible for just their little group. If that makes any sense. So what I want you to do is go ahead and get into a circle. Thanks. And please next pick up your right hand and point it to your left. And whoever that person is on your left is going to be your second body. So say hi if you don't know each other, or just remember their face, and that is going to be your second body for the rest of the trip. So now what I would like you to do is run around, mix everything up, and then get into a different circle again. Or just run around, and then when I say second bodies, I want everybody to stop and point at whoever your second body is. And that way it'll be an easy way of helping to keep track of everybody. So yeah, that's second body. We talked about situational awareness. Yeah, just like I said, be careful of, pulling out a lot of cash. Be careful of what you're wearing. Also, just be really aware of where you are. Are you still with the group? Does where we are feel safe to you? Be aware when we're meeting with communities or doing panels or anything to be really respectful, to be culturally appropriate. That's a lot of stuff that I'm sure we'll talk about along the trip. In terms of general day-to-day stuff, like washing your hands, washing your hair, brushing your teeth, stuff like that, using safe water, those are all really important things. So I'm going to go over that briefly. In terms of drinking water, I wouldn't count on tap water being safe. So what you should do is always drink from purified bottled water. And when you get bottled water, make sure that the seal is actually sealed. So that way you know it hasn't been tampered with or anything like that. Even when you're brushing your teeth, just to be super, super safe, I would say use purified water as well for that. For washing your hands, if there is a tap, that's okay. Try and use your own soap, or maybe use some Purell afterwards. Those are really basic things. And another thing is what we eat. So if we're worried about a water source and we get served a salad, there's a good chance that salad has been washed in water that's not clean. So we need to be careful about what we eat. And please ask me any questions if you're concerned about food or anything. There are bugs, so if you're prone to mosquito bites or anything like that, try and remember to bring some insect repellent with you, or yeah, use it as every day if you can. And sunscreen, no matter what, there's always UV rays coming through. I try and put on sunscreen every day, but yeah, and I encourage you to do the same. So Envoys is a really safe place, and the leaders are really safe sources for you. If you're feeling any sort of sickness, if you're feeling ill, if your leg hurts, or if you're feeling just a little bit overwhelmed by the whole trip or anything, feel free to come to us and let us know so that we can help you get the support that you need. And yep, we're here for you and for that very purpose. Okay, so bedtimes and where you'll be sleeping. The way that we have everything set up is so you'll have an adult on each floor. The way that the rooms will be split into, there will be only females in certain rooms and only males in another. So it's not going to be co-ed. We expect you guys to respect those boundaries, and there will be plenty of time for everybody to hang out, but when it's bedtime, we'll come around and do bed checks, and yeah, just respect that. Let's see, it talks about respectful behavior. If there, for some reason, is some sort of an emergency, it's essential that you pay attention to what the leaders say and what we need you to do. No questions asked. We'll keep you safe, and everything will be fine. But if something does happen, just make sure that you stick with us and stick with the plan and stay calm, and we'll act accordingly. Okay? But really, we don't have to worry about that, I don't think. In terms of mobile phones and passports and those sorts of really important things, we do have a dry box, and we'll be collecting all of that stuff from you. Don't worry, you'll get it all back, and especially your cell phones. But yeah, I'm trying to think, what else am I forgetting? Do you guys think? Okay, being respectful and being self-aware. Briefly mentioned that, but yeah, it's know where you are and know your audience, and then there'll be no issues. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask me, or you can pull me aside later and ask me. I think that is all. Yeah, I think that's all for now, and please let me know again if you have any questions. All right, let's go.